Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is Chris. Thank you for coming back to the channel. Once again, this is going to be another horror review of another custom figure set. Make sure you hit the 4K option in the YouTube browser so you get this in all its resolution. If it's only in 1080p, it's not my fault, so you just have to wait till the 4K option comes up because it does take YouTube some time to process these videos. So yeah, this is another Rain Man piece. This is the third piece now that I own from him. I pretty much have all three figures that I've wanted to own from this guy, now being the Psycho set, the Rain Man Sam, and Chucky. For a while I was looking at potentially grabbing Elephant Boy, but yeah, that movie a little depressing, and my figures I have to be able to kind of watch the film as often as possible. I have that sentimental attachment to movies, and it's nice having them out while you watch the film. But anyway, that's another story that for another time, and things that I've discussed in the past anyway. So this again is by Rain Man. This is the DX edition. I believe there's only somewhere between like 10 and 14 of the actual DX set. And as usual, we'll go through the figure, pan it around, and show you different sides and views of it, talk about some of the cool things about the film. This film celebrated its 60-year anniversary last year. It is now 60 years old, or actually 61 years old now, technically in 2021. Yeah, so let's just get into the review of the fig. We'll pan it, we'll talk about the film, spin it around first, as we normally do, and then we'll get into some close-ups on the figure itself. All right, so once again, as we pan this figure around and let you see it, guys know I like to talk about the film and some of the history behind it, because not everybody has seen this film. It came out in the 60s. This is when black and white films were still around. It's not necessarily the inception of black and white films. Obviously, those came out even before that. But this film came out black and white, filmed by Alfred Hitchcock. And to a lot of people's confusion, people keep thinking like this movie was written and directed by him, or he like wrote the book or something. He actually did not write the book. He had nothing to do with writing this film or with the book that it's based on. The book was actually done by a guy named Robert Bloch or Bloke or whatever, however the hell you pronounce his last name. And basically Alfred Hitchcock bought the rights to the film. He went to Paramount and pitched the film to him. They honestly didn't really even want to do it, so he ended up having to make a really interesting deal with them as far as not taking a directorial fee, but instead he took 60% of the box office, basically, or kind of the rights to the film. But I think it was the box office he agreed to, and it worked out for him because he got even more money than what his fee would have been. The film was actually financed essentially by him. I think overall the whole budget was somewhere around $807,000, but I don't know what portion of that he put up of his own money though. What else can we say about this movie? The premiere itself was not, I think if I remember correctly, it was not screened early for critics. So of course, whenever you don't allow critics to see a film beforehand, of course they are a little bit touched about that and then want to give it a bad review, which is kind of silly. But people are stupid like that. And he also had something interesting where he didn't allow people, if I remember correctly, if you showed up late for this film, he wouldn't let you in. And we're not he himself, but he gave a directive to the theaters and told them that people show up late to this film, don't let them in. They have to be there from start to finish. And theaters actually enforced it. So that was actually pretty cool. And I think this film was actually one of the first films to show a toilet in it. Apparently, it was one of the first movies to show a bathroom or an actual toilet and flushing a toilet. It's all kinds of weird shit. People probably wonder where the hell do you hear about this shit from. But if you into horror movies and you watch the documentaries that are out there, you can learn a lot about this stuff. And this movie also earned Alfred Hitchcock an Oscar nomination for Best Director. Back when it seemed that there was a little bit more respect for horror films. So it's wild. Now these days you rarely see a horror movie get nominated for an Academy Award or a director for it, or even win an award. Get Out kind of changed that a little bit, which was nice. And there's been past films like Exorcist. I think Exorcist either won or it was nominated. I forget. I think it actually won Best Picture or was nominated for Best Picture. So that was nice, and then Dracula, Bram Stoker's Dracula, done by Coppola, also I think won some awards. So, but then Get Out actually won Best Picture, and I think how they did it though, I think it got into a different category though. I don't know if they necessarily put it as a horror film, but it is. So whatever the Academy has to do to kind of circumvent and act like idiots, you know, whatever, it is what it is. It's a horror movie, and I believe it won Best Picture, if I remember correctly. But if it didn't, I'm wrong, whatever, at least it got nominated, you know, again. So, but this movie, he got nominated for Best Director in it, and this is, you know, in the 60s, this would have been considered, you know, by our standards, a slasher film. And I don't know. At least I think so. Anyway, I mean, it's definitely one of the, I think, more original films. I mean, in the slasher sense of what we know. I mean, obviously, it's going to be a little bit different, but you know, this is definitely some of the precursors leading into, you know, the films in general. And the infamous shower scene. So that shower scene, which will go down in infamy as one of the best shot, or one of the coolest and intricate kind of horror, we'll say, setups, and it's historic and for several reasons, but that's a whole nother video to talk about that. But that scene actually took about 7 days to actually shoot, just that simple scene. A whole bunch of different angles, reshoots, I mean, you name it, took about 7 days to actually film that. And they got it right, though. It's gone down in infamy as one of the most pivotal and kind of, for that time as well, was scary as hell. I mean, it scared the shit out of people back then, and it was fantastic. And as you guys can see, you know, this figure is done in the black and white style, too, by Rain Man. A lot of people, I had one guy say that, you know, he felt that this figure released from Rain Man is kind of his magnum opus, you know, the best work he's ever done. I would agree, you know, probably. I mean, as far as the things, all the sets that he's done, I would say this, either this, The Shining, the Grand Package set, or the DX set of that. I forget what the actual full set that name is called. I think it's called the Grand Package or something. I can't remember right now. But that's really great. So I would say this, the Shining DX set, and I would say his Elephant Boy is probably the best sets that he has out there that he's ever done, for sure. I don't know which one I would pick out of them all. I mean, those three are really fantastic, and unfortunately, a lot of his work has been, well, at least the Shining set has been recasted and bootlegged by this clown called Redman, which is a shame, because it has led to some devaluation of the set a little bit, but I don't know why that's happened to an extent. I think the prices have gone back up again for that set because the original is always going to be the best. You know, recasts and knockoffs, you know, people like that clown, actually, you know, I'm not going to mention names because I don't like blasting people. But let's just say there are people out there that recast shit, and they know who they are. But you steal people's shit and try to make money off other people's stuff. You know, I don't know. You guys heard me complain about that in the past. But anyway, that's another topic for another story. But anyway, those are his three best works, and I would say, yeah, this is fantastic, just all around. You guys know I love using that word, fantastic. All right, so let me shut up and just go in on the video and show you the details, and then we'll close out as usual. All right, guys, so here we are as we zoom in on this figure. As usual, start out with a wide out, and I guess we'll go in on the head sculpts first. I'm going to show you guys something cool as well. It's kind of a nice little surprise, but we'll get to that. So as you can see, the likeness is definitely there with a 1960s Perkins. You know, a lot of people who are new into the horror genre, like, you know, will sometimes forget that the Psycho, which is technically Psycho 2, where Anthony Perkins comes back, that is a sequel. So some people forget that that's actually a sequel film and not the first one. So they associate his older look, but this captures the young Anthony Perkins absolutely wonderfully, as you can see. I think it really captures him, and Rain Man knocked it out, dude. He really did. I think he absolutely nailed the likeness of Perkins, and the overall look of this thing is fantastic. You guys know I love that word, fantastic. And like I said, I'm going to surprise you with something a little bit. The mom, too, as well, is great. It's very accurate to the film. Again, this only comes with the DX set, as I discussed. So I think there's only, like I said, somewhere between 10 and 14 sets made of the DX version. I can't accurately tell you how many right now. It does come with an alternate outfit as well. So he does have pants under his whatchamacallit. Hopefully this is coming in focus. So you can dress him up in the regular version. Regular clothes, not look like a woman. And the detail overall on her, on Mommy Dearest here, is excellent. Fabric, the fabrication of the outfit, the paint application on the hands to kind of pull off that black and white look. I don't know who did the tailoring on this. I wish I knew. It doesn't say. I don't think it says it on the COA, but we'll look at that. Who knows? I don't know if it was Yuntel or what. Actually, you know what? My buddy Dan told me who it was, and I can't remember now. I think my friend Rob told me as well, but I do not remember off the top of my head now. But as you can see from the shots, though, and looking at her again, really nicely accurate to the film. Just good stuff, man. Rain Man pays attention to detail, man. You know, it's like Beta Metalli. These guys are really good at kind of knocking things out. And the stand itself, as we catching that now, has his name on it, Mr. Norman Bates. Shoes are accurate to the film as well. Like I said, very nice tailoring. Metal knife. Just really good stuff, man. So if you guys, you know, why you wonder why I'm in the custom hobby, this is why, folks. This is where it's at. For me, at least right now. This is where it's at. And I'm going to show you guys. Guys are probably like, show that Alfred Hitchcock bust, damn it. And I will. I'm going to zoom up on him in a second. Just trying to give you guys some looks of this from all angles, man. Overall dynamic of this piece. And let's get in on Alfred here. Awesome likeness to the film. And I don't know if this was hand sculpted by Rain Man or if it was 3D sculpted and then he refined it after it was printed out. But if it was all hand sculpted, excellent job, excellent likeness. Really, really nice work. And we'll show you from the other side, give you those side profiles. That's an incredible bust, guys. Absolute incredible bust. And then I'm going to see on the other side real quick of an edit so I can show you that COA a little bit better and a little bit more brighter lit. And we'll look at that Psycho little stand too real fast though, since I already am on it. Nice little addition, little plate. And we'll kind of go back on him as well. Just a dynamic presence, guys. And as you can imagine, he looks absolutely sick, this DX version on the shelf. And this set came to me very unexpectedly. I did not expect to have this set. And it came at a time where a friend needed help. It was supposed to go to someone else. And he had an emergency to deal with. And he needed money at the time. And offered it up. And I took it and I accepted. Well, this is a dynamic set. I mean, it just defines, you know, dynamic on the shelf, man. It's incredible. When I do a collection review one day, guys, and I show you the wide out shots of that, it's gonna look friggin' mean, dude, when you see these things just sitting there. Just incredible. So, all right, let's show you the COA. So there's the COA. And as we go up on it, just a better look here at the Psycho nameplate first. And then here we go. So autographed by the man himself, 11 of 50. Like I said, I think the sets are, again, the DX set, somewhere between 10 and 15, I believe, or 10 and 14, or 11, something. You know, I cannot remember. And as I expected, there is no mention of who did the tailoring on here. Sculpture by Rain Man, painting by Rain Man, art directed by DK. I don't know who that is. Someone, I think Dan had mentioned it to me again, so I apologize for not knowing who the art was directed by, but I know there was a couple people, you know, this individual, like I said, there's someone who did the tailoring. It's on the top of my tongue, cannot remember it. I know Dan's probably going to watch this video. He'll probably throw that name in the comments, so just look out for it there. And but I hate that, you know, I mean, this is not something that they do anymore, but sometimes, you know, I always wonder how come they don't put the person on there who did the tailoring, but that is something that folks do integrate now. Like Beto, it does say, you know, tailoring clothing done by Lupita. And then if you look at the One's Customs, when he does runs with Tenela, you know, and the COAs often it'll also add that individual as well, which is nice. And as usual, I love the COAs from Rain Man. You know, they're like all golden and just very proper and reserved and classy. You know, it's like that Willy Wonka ticket, man. When you grab it, it's like, yeah, dude. and he doesn't make custom pieces anymore, man. He's done. He's contracted out now to Blitzway or whoever, and you know, you have a contract you have to follow. You can't really you know, make other work, and plus a lot of his work ended up getting recast. And briefly, like I was saying, you know, things tend to sometimes get devalued when they're recasted, but the recasts are never as good as the original quality, guys. Whether it's you know, the Lost Boys David or the Rain Man Shining set that was done, that was recasted by that clown, it's just not as good, and the original is always better. And it's nice because I still think the Grand Package set is still at a pretty good price. I know I think there was some devaluing of it some ways back from what I was told, but I think that price is built back up again, which is nice because, again, the recasted versions are shite. And the surprise I wanted to show you guys real quick, this thing also comes with, and probably not too big of a surprise because most of you probably figured it out based on one of the other accessories, but obviously you can also do the regular male pose as well. Yes, you can. So that's awesome. The hairpiece comes off, and then you get a little extra headpiece in the front that comes on, and it goes on easy. The female headpiece comes off easy, and again captures a young Anthony Perkins likeness very, very damn well. High five to Rain Man. Knocked it out, dude. And this is just a look to have. I mean, could I dress him up? You know, he's already got the, as we go down here again, he's got the regular pants on underneath that. Sorry, I have the damn nameplate in the way now, but he does have that. You just put the shirt on, but I mean, this is the look to have though, just because of how iconic it is, you know what I mean? So it's, I mean, even just like this is also cool too though. You know, it's replacing the head. I might take some shots of this today, because I don't think I took any photos with this look yet, but such a great likeness to a young Perkins, man. I even like Psycho 2 as well. You know, it was cool seeing him come back. You know, obviously different director and whatnot, and I don't know even, I mean, I think Alfred Hitchcock was still alive when that film came out, right? I can't remember. If he wasn't, then I don't know. It would have been interesting to hear his thoughts, and if he was alive when that film came out, and there are his opinions out there, I would have loved to know what they were. So, awesome stuff, man. Again, just very happy to have this. Very unexpected to own it. And again, just great work on the mom. Iconic part of the film. And this scene, dude, like I said, just fantastic, man. So that's it, guys. I'm going to pan this guy out and then close out the video. All right, folks, so we're going to close this video out, as I said. And just look at him, man. Just look at this set. Like, I'm in awe of this set. I mean, this is one of my top 5 favorite pieces right now in the collection. It's just absolutely fantastic. So I hope I gave you enough information about this fig. I mean, I really wish, you know, this guy, I wish Rain Man would come back into the hobby again. But again, it's, you know, I understand the recasting piece, and, you know, that probably hurts to an extent, you know, having your work, you know, redone. But, you know, that happens though. I mean, Beta Metalli's stuff has been recasted. He continues to work in there, but predominantly I think it's mainly the fact that he's, you know, he's contracted, you know, again. Because when you see these sculptors do that, they don't do a lot of freelance and custom stuff anymore. Again, you're dictated by a contract when that happens, and some people consider that going mainstream. It is what it is, guys. But again, absolutely happy with this set. I mean, just, again, I'm in awe of this thing, just watching it rotate around. Just fantastic. Classic film. I rewatched this, what was it, a couple days ago, and had to figure out, of course, like I normally do. And it was a blast to just having this stuff, man. I mean, again, this is what the custom hobby is all about, and you just don't get this stuff in the mainstream hobby as much, man. It's, at least when it comes to horror. And then when it is done in the mainstream, it comes out looking like shit a lot of the time. You're really lucky sometimes, and other times you don't, unfortunately. And again, this is why you have seen me make the transition that I have made over the years, and it's obviously more expensive, but people spend a ton of money on Hot Toys, right, and mainstream figs too. So sometimes, you know, for me, and this is just speaking for myself, it made sense to get into this stuff. But like I always say, collect what you love. It's okay to collect mainstream shit. I still collect some mainstream stuff as well. Never a problem. So, all right, guys, that is it. Hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you at the next one.
What's good? It's your boy One coming at you once again.